Hi everyone, it's Don, and I hope you're having a fantastic week. Where you can see I've arrived on the Bellissima, and we have some fairly rough seas going on right now. High winds up to 50 kilometers an hour, but that's nothing compared to what the Norwegian Escape experienced. The Norwegian Escape left its first harbor of New York City on its way to Orlando to spend a day at Port Canaveral. And sure enough, on the way there, it got hit with a 115-mile-an-hour wind, full broadside on the ship. Now, as anyone knows, you try and aim the ship into the wind whenever possible, but at some point you got to turn towards the destination you're going to, and you try and skim off kind of the front, and it comes to the back. Never try and get full force if you can. But this was a rogue gust of wind. The average wind at the time was going out at around 40, 50, 60 knots, and then all of a sudden it doubled in one shot. A big, huge gust of wind came in, and the ship was knocked sideways a bit, listing to one side, and it's caused a few injuries on board, both to the crew on board and the passengers as well. Nothing life-threatening, nothing hugely major. It just caught people off guard, where glasses were smashed and plates fell over, and there was some damage to the light damage to the ship. Nothing that stops her from sailing or has the ship in any peril or anything like that. So if you have anybody on the Norwegian Escape, rest assured there's nothing severe wrong with anybody on board, including crew members, and the ship has maintained its course and was scheduled to stop at Port Canaveral at its normal time. They do not think this will interfere with the cruise itinerary at all, or the upcoming cruise on the Escape as well. They think they can get all the repairs and everything cleaned up while in the middle of the sailing. So good news there. Nobody's really hurt, and that's why one of these things that you always say, Mother Nature just basically controls the world. We can build the biggest things in the world, but Mother Nature's the only one who can usually knock it down without too much difficulty. You can prepare for a lot of things, but a rogue wave on the ocean or a rogue gust of wind, like in this case, you just can't prepare for. And the good news is that the ships are strong nowadays, and it takes a lot stronger wind than that to knock them over sideways. So she just listed to one side, and I can commiserate with them, because we had 50 knot winds here, so 55 mile an hour winds, and I'm on the 14th floor of this ship, which is one of the higher decks, and in fact right above me is the buffet and the pool, so I'm near the top of the ship, and we were listing like this quite a bit during those winds. If I went outside, I could see the top end of my balcony and the horizon would be like a foot below in my eyesight, and then it would go above the horizon, and it would come back down below the horizon. So yeah, I can completely understand, and I imagine it probably caused a little bit of anxiety on people on board, where they didn't know what was happening. Luckily, it wasn't a sustained thing. It pushed the wind, and then the ship stabilized itself immediately. It wasn't like a prolonged sideways for like 10 minutes or anything like that. So the crew let everybody know what was going on. It was just a gust of wind, and that the ship was fine, and so there was no real panic on board from all reports. And most people took it in stride and are kind of laughing it off at some things that, one person joked around that he had bought this bottle of champagne and just set it on the table, turned around, went to the washroom, and that's when the wind hit, and he came out and his glass of champagne was smashed on the ground. As luck would have it, right? So it's just the way it goes. But the best news of all is nobody was hurt. And Yeah, thank God they build these ships to withstand these things nowadays, right? Well, I hope you liked this news update. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. You want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world, and more about the MSC Seaside, and more about the Bellissima, which I'm on right now. Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.